Hi everyone, in this video I'm going to show you how to create a line graph or a line chart in Google Sheets. You can see I have the spreadsheet open and ready to go with two different sets of sample data already typed in. My first recommendation is to just make sure that whatever category you want plotted on the x-axis of the graph to put in the first column. If you think about that ahead of time, it'll just make the actual chart creation a little bit easier. Once you have that done, you make the graph the same way as most of the others. Simply highlight, go up to the Insert Chart button, click, go to Chart Types and select Line. You can choose a line graph with smooth lines or just regular lines connecting the dots. You can even adjust that after the fact if you want. Now the reason most people get scared away by line graphs is because when you choose them, it looks kind of confusing because you get two sets of lines. All you have to do to fix that is check the box that says use column A as labels. That'll automatically select your column A as the x-axis and plot that versus the column next to it. To edit this graph further, you're going to want to click on the Customization tab, where you can of course change the title, edit the legend for font, color, bold, italics, whatever you'd like. You can go back and forth between smooth lines and just simply connecting the dots. You can edit the axes labels, make sure that your axes are always labeled with units. You can change the minimum and maximum values on each axis. For example, in this one, pH, that scale runs from 0 to 14. So ending at 10 doesn't make a whole lot of sense. I'm probably going to want to change that to 14 instead to be more representative of that value scale. You can add grid lines to make it look a little bit nicer. Maybe I want some minor grid lines in there for easier reading of the graph. Down the bottom, when you get to the series section, you can change the color of the line. I like to add in some points so you can see the actual data points that are used to create the graph. And then also, just like with scatter plots, you can choose to add in a trend line, linear, exponential, or polynomial, and then use the r² value, which is given to you in the legend, to indicate how well that straight line fits these particular data points. Now let's just go back 1 second. We'll X out of this because a lot of times what people want to do with line graphs is actually graph two lines at once to make an easy comparison between two sets of data. So for that example, I have a different data set here. Again, the first column should always be what you want plotted on the x-axis. This time you just highlight all three columns instead of just the two. Insert chart, all the same steps as last time, and it automatically puts both of those extra data sets together on the same graph for easy comparison. If you go to Customization, you can edit all the same things, in particular scrolling down to Series, where you can adjust the colors of these if you're not happy with how they look. Once it's all said and done, click Insert, and as usual, continue to edit by right-clicking the chart area and adjusting things as needed. And when you're officially done, go to the right-hand drop-down menu, save your graph as an image, or just copy the chart straight into a Google Doc or any other Google-based service you're using.